So it comes in 3 boxes. It's your boat, your hull, and then a little inflatable pump. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this all unboxed. I'm going to walk you through setting it up and putting a motor on it, putting it on a trailer, and then we're actually going to get it out in the water. So it's going to be a few videos to this series. So it comes with a little repair kit, which is kind of nice, and it looks like it's got the gray and black material in it, and your glue and whatnot. So what I'm going to do first is partially inflate this, that way we're able to access the floor area. Right now it's too tight to get to it to put in the floorboards, so again we're going to use the 12-volt pump. And we're going to unbox the floor to see if there's any instructions in it. And it's going to look just like that. So I just want to mention the pump actually turned off. It probably has a mechanism in it, so when it gets warm it shuts off. So I see it's turned back on. So we're just going to put a little bit more air in this. We don't want too much. Again, this is really soft. You need a little bit of wiggle room to put the floor in. So we're going to finish putting a little bit of air in here, and then we're going to get the floor started. All right, there's the floorboards. There's 6 starting from the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 is the front piece. Now, these are the side rails. What we're going to do is install the front piece first, right here. So this is the front piece. As you'll see, there's a lip right here. The longer one is going to go on the top. The shorter one is going to go on the bottom. All right, so you're going to put the front one in. It's going to go in just like that. Just be careful of the rubber when you're pushing it in, and you'll notice that this is going to be in the center of the hole here. And then you're going to install your second floorboard. Again, it just slides into here. Again, just be careful on the sides, and you want to make sure everything's nice and lined up here and on that end. So what we're going to do next is install the third floorboard going right here, as well as the back one going right there, and that's number 6. You know it's the back, you see the little groove out of here. Alright, so we have the third one in, and the back one. As you can see, it's going to be right to the back. And just be careful when you're pushing this back not to pinch in the corners. It's fairly tight there, so just take your time. Pull it up a little bit when you're feeding this back. What we're going to do is put the 2 center ones in. So piece 5 and 4. When we put them in, we want to lock them in on these areas. And you're going to put them up like a triangle like this, and then you're going to push it down to lock them in. And there we go. As you can see, I had the V right here. Then you put a little pressure to push it down. Again, watch your rubber on the side. And make sure everything's nice and lined up, because you're going to put on your side rails next. What we're going to install next is our side rails. There's 3 on each side. Just want to make a note, there's 2 short ones and a longer one. So a longer one on each side and 2 short ones. So what you're going to do is you see this little lip right there. That's actually going to go right on this little lip there. So you're going to put it in and snap it down. So what this is going to do, it's going to protect the rubber here. As you can see the contour right here. So we're going to get those installed. Just want to mention, when you're trying to feed these in, You can either use soapy water, or I'm using a little bit of silicone spray that's safe on rubber that does dry. Because when you're trying to move these back and forth, it's next to impossible without a little lubricant in here. You definitely need some lubricant there to do this. As you see, these aren't quite long enough to cover all of the aluminum on the side here. So what I'm going to do is maybe leave 5 or 6 inches here and a couple inches there, and just make sure it's lined up on both sides. Overall, probably takes about 5 minutes to put in the floor. All right, so what we're going to do next is inflate the air chambers for the tube. Now you want to inflate them so they're even. You don't want to fill up one side completely and then go and do the other ones. As you can see, these are partially inflated. And before it's fully inflated, we're going to put in the seats. That way they kind of lock in. And then last but not least, we'll inflate the floor. Just want to show you these seats. I will say, good job on making these. I like the fact that there's a little bit of cushioning at the top. So what you're going to have is these little side pieces here. These are actually going to lock right into here, in that side, and right in there. So that's why you want to put these in before it's fully inflated. All right, so we have the tubes inflated. So there's actually 5 places to inflate the tubes. Here, here, there, and then one up front right there that does this part of the tube, the front. So we're going to inflate the keel next. You want to do this last. Also, don't overinflate these, because when it does get warm, because this is a darker color, air is going to expand. So you don't want this to be rock hard right now, because the pressure on the tube will actually fluctuate with the air temperature. Alright, so the floor's pumped up. As you can see, it's a little bit raised in the front there because of the keel now. Just want to make a note too, when you're putting in your floorboards, your back one's going to go underneath this little plastic lip. And this is actually your drain valve too. To use it, just pull up and again push down. There's your outboard mount. As you can see, this is really, really thick. Really like that. Now you can see why I put something on the floor too, with the foam underneath the plastic, just to protect the boat again, because you can see how many times you're around this boat. I will say overall the build quality really seems to be quite impressive. Again, I ordered this online, so I didn't see one. I haven't seen any C-Max around our area. Most of them around our area, as you can see up in the bag there, is a Zodiac, and I've got past videos of our Avon, and we also have a Walker Bay. So this is my first test of this. Again, overall, it seems to be really, really well made. Again, we'll be doing an extensive test over this for the season. All right, as you can see, I have it on the trailer now, and we're going to be running a 20 horsepower Honda. So just a side note, we're going to do a full review on this motor, as well as a full maintenance on it, as this is a new motor that I purchased probably 2 weeks ago. And this is a Marathon boat trailer. So this is good up to 14-foot boat. As you can see, this is a 12.5, and it certainly doesn't give a whole lot of room for a 14-foot boat, but they say it is. Just in regards to the boat trailer, I did move the bunks back about 1 inch. That way the weight of the motor is actually sitting on the back transom of the boat, and not just the hull part that's inflated or soft. So the full weight of the motor is directed right down to the bunks. And I will say, this is some thick. As you can see how much room I have to put the Honda motor on. I actually did have to grind right where the boat motor attaches here. This little lip here, I actually had to grind some down in order to fit the little clamp here. down. If not, I wasn't able to get the motor on. So you might have to grind a little bit of this down right where it slides down onto the back transom. All right, so we're gonna put the oars on. So it's pretty simple. You take this piece, slide it into here. It locks in with this little clip. And in the middle, where the little hole is, you're gonna unscrew this. And that's gonna feed in. And you're gonna screw this back on. And that's what they look like installed. Again, take them off, just unscrew the nut here. And they clamp in right here. This is in really nice and tight, so I don't think this is coming out. Alright, I just want to make a note that I put a protectant on here, the Meguiar's hybrid ceramic wax that goes over top of this, just to protect it. We'll do that a few times a year. I've been using this for years on our inflatables without any issues. Alright, so we got her all together. It looks great. I'm really happy with it. So the next video is actually going to be putting this in the water, hopefully in the next few days. We're supposed to get a few days of straight rain, so the next video may be 2 or 3 days away. But make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure you follow along. And if you have any suggestions or comments, make sure you post them below. And I certainly hope that this will help a few people out there that are interested in purchasing an inflatable tender. Again, the steps that I was explaining on this are pretty similar for most inflatable tenders with the aluminum floor in it. So again, thanks for watching. Take care.